So there's something you don't see on YouTube every day, is it, boys and girls? Oh no, he's going to ram on the side of Annie Clarabel! Thomas! Boys, behave yourself! Hello there. Ooh, at a local church flea market, I saw this tub of mysterious older toys. I had a very careful peek at the top of what was going on, and I saw enough to get me excited. I had to make an offer on this, but we might talk about how much I paid for this, and we'll get into this after I have a bit of a chat about what's on the table here. I'm not sure if you fully understand, but there is a crisis with creators on YouTube at the moment. I made a video which talked about the triangle of confidence, how YouTube has turned into a pear shape, and I also got into some histrionics of how I saw the site over the years I've been engaged with YouTube. I nearly didn't do this video because I needed to get the dates and events accurate. Some things I remembered quite well, particularly what happened in 2011. It's like the year I'll never forget. But what is most important and relates to what has happened today is what's happened in 2012, especially the most ridiculous idea Google had, and it was called Partner for All. That free-for-all of reckless producing has a direct relationship to the ad crisis that we're in at the moment, completely related to this. This may be the best thing that's happened in a long time, let's say for the past 5 years, because they've really tightened up the partnership rules. And like I said in the other video, the horse has bolted, the damage has been done. Now, the other thing I'll say just very quickly is I drew this red line between 2011 and 2012, and it's a very important divide here because, as I said, this was the easy years of YouTube, and it became quite hard after this point here, except the reverse was that. It was easy to partner, up until now, of course, and before then, in the easy days of YouTube, it was actually quite difficult to partner. This was a very, very, very interesting time on YouTube, 2011 to 2012. It also killed off a ton of the original creators who had massive views in this early part here. There were lots of these mega viral video producers here, okay? But then the changes here really hammered them. Not many of those original producers got past this point. Their channels were dead. In the rest of the time, YouTube's been online. And I can tell you something, maybe you can tell me some channels that have been popular, let's say, right from the start, and have remained popular and had growing channels all the way along. I don't think you're going to name very many at all. Now, the last thing I will say on this, and this is really curious, I find this to be very curious. What I found was, and I'll read it here, my videos deemed not ad friendly are all sub 1,000 views a month, so they're trapped. Okay, so it wasn't until my friend Beanmeister told me a very simple trick to untrap them, and then all the videos that I pumped to be reviewed, they all got their ads back. And just a very, very nice thank you to the people who looked at the video when I made these drawings up, as rubbishy as they are. And the other part I don't understand is that the producers who are moving away from the site, who've had their videos banned of ads, well, they put them up on other sites, and advertisers have no problem connecting to those videos, so I just don't understand anymore. Sorry for talking about that. I haven't been that affected by it, but as I clear the stupid yellow dollar signs, I get more. It is extremely, stupidly annoying. Okay, this tub of toys, I made an offer of $10. There was no price on it. Like I said, it was at a local church flea market. And remember, my charity shop is now no longer. I didn't have the luxury of going through the whole tub, but I did peek inside. I saw some good stuff, and what we're going to do in this video is find out exactly what's in here. Nice and gently so we don't break the older toys. Yeah! This is some of the older classic TOMY, the old dark blue track, which is nice. It looks like a very much mixed bag. Wow, there is some very cool looking things in here. Some odd bod things as well. I don't mind odd bod, we all like odd bod. Wow, it is a strange mix of things, and there is a little bit of Thomas Gold. Okay, yeah. That is Thomas Gold in my mind, totally gold. I'm noticing a few things broken here, which is curious, isn't it? I'm seeing we might have full sets of things as well. And let me pull all this out and I will totally sort it out in some sort of order. It's taken me quite some time to sort this out. There really is a mixed load of toys, and there's a couple of very strange things going on as well. But there's also some awesome things in here from what I can see. It's potentially a perfect example of trash and treasure. A strange mix of odd-bod things here. Let's try and get through these nice and fast. That is some Connects. I hope I'm correct there. I've never really been into Connects. Had a few of the toys, but never really reviewed them. On top of the playing cards here, there is a Lego minifigure body. I think it's from an early era because there's no printing on it. They sort of got all printed up as they get older. A little magnetic thing there from one of those toys that you put together, magnetic things. Someone will ID it for me because I've got a very smart audience. A little guy like this, I don't know whether he's a Fisher Price thing or whatever. Okay, he's only small. He looks like he clips into something. Okay, might be a knockoffy thing too as well. That's the set of playing cards. Qantas, that's the Australian airline. If it was in good condition, some people collect things like this, especially like matches and playing cards and cutlery from planes. Mind you, I think it's all plastic now. I'm not sure whether all the cards are in there, but unfortunately the packaging is wrecked. Some Matchbox cars, something from when I was a child. Matchbox cars would be like this. That's like from mid-70s. I hope I'm right there. 1975, yeah. This is the second one of these that I've got, and I show one of these in a Hot Wheels giveaway. Without saying too much, I don't know whether it's before or after this video. Yes, that's nice. I like things like that. And something from a later era. This is also Matchbox. Just feels a little bit more tinny in the hands. Hope I'm right there if it's Matchbox. Yes, okay. Made in Thailand. Yes, it's like the difference between chalk and cheese there. Some wooden block things that we're not really that interested in. Okay. Some Lego Duplo. This is real because I can see Lego company name down inside the studs there. This is a knockoff one. It looks different colour and no Lego markings on it. A wooden Formula whatever car there. Okay, noticing that it's got the broken bit off the back there, which is a bit of a theme to what's going on with these toys. And I thought it was an F111, that'd be showing my age, but it says F14 there. Noticing the bits here broken off, it's just a made in China junky sort of toy. And that's the weirdo stuff that came out of the tub. And from all this sort of junky stuff, I think there's really one thing in my mind that is sort of worth something that maybe you could throw it up on eBay and get some dollars for, is that car there. But maybe you'll say, Leo, you're crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's because it connects to my childhood. I like that Matchbox car there. I should very quickly open this tub up here. This gets shown in another video that I recently made. Okay, to prove my point, that's the one I've just grabbed from that crazy tub of toys, okay? But the one I already had, oh look at that, it's actually in much nicer condition. There it is there. So I do have two of these, and I'm pretty sure that is the same year. Yep, 1975. And the strange thing is, my son loves playing with these old toys. Not so much the new ones, he likes the old stuff. Out of curiosity, I did take a look through the Qantas playing cards. It's an extremely light pack of cards, and I thought maybe they're light because they're going on planes and weight is everything, isn't it? They're really cheap feeling. And then the other thing I didn't like about them is, don't ever play a game of money against these, I tell you, because if I put them up to a light, you can actually see through the card. Look at that there. You can see what card that is, even on the back side. Weird. I suppose there's all sorts of card tricks around, isn't there, from seeing cards. Also, they've got a reflective back on it, and that's going to give things away. You have to be careful, boys and girls playing cards. And the Joker on it had like a Christmas sort of hat going on there. That is weird. What's the value of this deck of cards? Well, I'll be quite honest here. I think it's absolute zero, and I'll get rid of them. We like our TOMY track, and this is nice for a couple of reasons. Well, it says play rail as well. Can you see that there? Hopefully in that flare. Okay, so yes, this is probably from Japan sets. Double track with a gap in between. I don't have many of those. Lots of curves with the gap in between, so that would make something quite nice, wouldn't it? Train versus train with that. Some points like this, although not all of it says play rail. And also noticing here, there's a lot of this busted ends syndrome going on, which I'm still trying to get my head around. What's going on there? What causes that? And we're going to see lots more of this yet in this video. Some of these, not all of it is busted up. They're nice to have. They make nice parts to lay out. Some little parts like that, which are always handy. One normal curve, which is nice because normally you get billions of those. This very strange piece here, which I'm suspect about because it's matte looking. I can't see TOMY or play rail or anything on that. Maybe there were some which were just blank. If it's blank, it makes me worried, okay? and these stop goes, typically you see the bit broken off there. There's one where the bit is not broken off, okay, and then this is like a cloner. This is just a made in China bit of rubbish. I've got more of this track, which you may see in another video from the charity shop, and it sort of does fit into TOMY, but it will only do it on one end. If I try the other end, it becomes problematic. This is the track which has been damaged. Noticing here it says TOMY Thailand, so it is the original stuff. It's not the clone stuff, but I've never seen breakages like this. Normally this stuff is pretty robust. Now you're probably saying, oh, but is it brittle, Leo? Well, no, it's not. It's still nice and flexible. I don't understand this sort of damage. And one part of me thought that, well, I started putting stuff together. I was starting to think, wow, what's caused this? And then I find that when it's damaged like this, it's actually really hard to get back together. What's caused that? Has it been the way it's been wrenched apart? But I don't think that causes this style of damage. Yeah, it's quite bad. And it gets worse as we'll go along in the video. You're going to see lots of this going on. Maybe the audience knows what's going on here. I've got one of the damaged ones here, which is one of the more damaged ones. In a sense, what I've noticed with this track here, let's say if it has been left out in the sun, it will change colour. I'm sure it'll decolour. I've got stuff like that, and it starts to change in its way it bends, in a sense. Let me just bend this to see if it'll go snap or something. Look at that. Still got its bend in it, okay? So that's why I don't understand what's going on here. It is very strange. I had the thought maybe someone was being malicious with this and they were hitting it with a hammer, but I'm pretty sure that if this was being smacked out with a hammer, you're going to see the evidence of strike marks, aren't you? Where the hammer has hit the plastic. Now, I can't see that there. Okay, let me just smack it up with Mr. Hammer. It's looking very worse for wear, just to show you my point here. And I'm hoping this counts as the educational part of this video. I can prove my point instantly. Okay, let's take a look. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist to see that if it was smacked with a hammer or something had impacted this to cause that, look at the damage that easily occurs. Okay, it's ripping right away there. Very strange to see this going on, or maybe you know about this. I think I'll move it away and we'll just call it the hashtag broken blue track syndrome. Next we'll take a look over this very curious Thomas, Annie and Clarabel. Oh yeah, this is a very, very nice Thomas the Tank. Okay, it is a Merit toy. We may get to that underneath soon. I believe that's a UK toy company. I have a sneaky suspicion this is from some time ago. Okay, the detailing is done with stickers. You can see it's got a connecting rod there. It's a nice, larger toy in a sense. That's Thomas's face there. Take a good look at that. The fact the eyes are done with stickers and stuff, to me also says a different era of toy. It can do like a Shed 17 thing here. Look at that. Something's going to erupt out of Thomas's boiler there. Parts of it are broken off, which is nice. Lots of Thomas love on this toy. The sticker down this side is a lot worse for wear, as if it's been laying in a puddle of water. Missing a connecting rod here. Going around to the back here. Okay, that's the cold bunker. His little lamp on the back. No detailing on the buffers, although who knows, there may have been something there. Very large and unusual coupling system. And underneath here, with the right way around, I hope, we can see Merit. That's a toy company. What I can't see, and I think I've had this problem before with Merit toys, I can't see a date on this toy. I'm thinking late 80s, early 90s. Okay, that's my gut feeling. More so to do with when we look at Annie and Clarabel, things that I notice on those girls. What I like about this toy is the amount of Thomas love it's presenting to me. Imagine if this toy could talk. Okay, it may have had multiple owners over the years, but man, it's a stunning Thomas for my Thomas the Tank collection. I feel it's a very nice early version of Thomas. I hope I'm right there. I know my audience would be screaming, oh, but Leo, it's from 2010. Let's take a look at Annie and Clarabel. The roof on these cars is missing on both of them. So there was something over the top there. I'm looking for dates and things. It just says Merit underneath on both of them, okay. Nice, large scale again. Clunky sort of coupling system. Bits of it broken away, so it's had a lot of love. These are the faces. Oh, you've got to show the faces, Leo. Okay, notice the way they're done with stickers and all. And also the detailing along the side, and this is where we're going to get into something quite sensitive without getting into trouble, Leo. Just take a look at the people inside Clarabel here. Okay? They're a little test for you. Maybe it's best to just let you work this out visually, and I'll show you Annie as well. Okay, going along here. We'll turn around here, whooshka. And this is the reason why I think it's from an earlier era, because if I show you a more recent and tiny version of Thomas Toys of today, do you know there's something different about the people in there? Take a very careful look. This is a toy from just a little while back, okay? Looks like it's been water affected, or maybe the possums got into the box, or something's gone wrong with the stickers. Anyway, that side there, that's almost like a trip back in time. Looking at the sticker there. I can't say certain words on YouTube because I just get flagged. That's the Sticker Friday one. Remember that one? Yes, notice along here, okay? So look at that there, and let me bring up the Clarabel from the bygone era. Okay, that's the bygone era. You notice that versus what's going on there. Okay, I hope you got the drift. Well, I've just set that up there to give you some sort of scale reference. We all know the size of Trackmaster 2, I hope. Okay, and it's obviously been shrunken down versus this Merit toy here. I'm not sure whether it had a track system, but I have connected it up wrongly because we're missing a couple. I've got Clarabel there and Annie at the back, and you'll be screaming, oh, but that's wrong, Leo. And I think maybe it's just like a Carpet Thomas, because it seems to like to play like this. Who knows, there may be a track system. I'm sure my audience are going to tell me. So now we're going to move into this older stuff, as I'll say. It's the Tomy dark blue era. This stuff can be very tricky to find, but a lot of this stuff here is really badly damaged. I'll just reach over the grape here and get some quite unusual parts. I think they're unusual. I remember when I offered the guy $10, he got a big surprise. Now I start to see how much damage is going on. Now, maybe he thought I was a bit of a fool, hey? I get those as well. This is strange. The crossing's sort of strange. Well, it's sort of, to me, all very strange because sometimes rarely seen, isn't it? What else will I grab? Maybe the bridgey bits too, eh? In the whole scheme of things, condition of older toys is absolutely everything. And what I've noticed with a lot of this stuff here is, even though at loose inspection it looks okay, you'll see there's actually damage going on, okay? It's a nice piece, you know, it's part of the bridge system of that type of Tomy, because you can see it connects into the Lego bits there as well. I've got some of these bits already in a sense. Yeah, it's a bit so-so, isn't it? I didn't clean anything up because I think part of the story may be connected to, well, this may have been found at the tip. Giving you some thoughts, say. That's broken there, and it's a funny thing that maybe if I had another one of these, I could sort of repair it, couldn't I? So sometimes having these parts, you can get into repair mode if you get more of them along, but maybe that's just, you know, fanciful dreaming. I think this thing here was some sort of like moving, what do they call them, moving cranes that you have over the tracks, because it's got the wheels there. It says Thailand there inside there, so I'm pretty sure it's part of that era. It's a nice piece, but I think this piece is missing. These stanchions, as I'll call them, these are nice. I haven't got many of this era of stanchion, but these look like they're in pretty good nick. Okay, so yeah, look, some things are nice in this, but a lot of it is sadly damaged. Wish they were away with that. And what else is another thing which is weird? Oh, this really sort of isn't weird, but is weird. The one thing I'd say about everything that I've seen is I don't feel like I've ever got a complete set, which sort of says to me this has most probably been picked up, trashed somewhere, because there's just so much damaged stuff. And I thought, imagine if all this stuff was, let's say, found at the tip in something where the bulldozer's like semi-run over some of it. Well, you are going to get this style of damage, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong there, because that sort of cracking there is really, really seen across a lot of the dark blue track. This piece here was quite nice. It is part of the Tomy system. It says Tomy underneath there. I hope you can read it there. Okay, and there's a like elevated stairway in a sense. So your little Tomy person would be there, and it sort of goes up. in that sort of fashion, okay? Whether it was powered by something or whatever else, I don't know. I've never seen one of those before. Maybe my audience knows about that one. There is one of these engines here. Let me see if I can get it running. The one thing about the TOMY toys, they're always really well made. Oh, look at that. It's like a bygone era, isn't it? Just looking at the polarity there. Hope I've got it right. Okay, without showing the brand name. Dun dun. Will it work, or we'll have to bang it on the table? This is live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, there's bits and pieces falling out of this. I shouldn't have done that. Naughty boy Leo. It's not doing it for me. Yeah, spare parts department, isn't it? Big time. Yeah, sometimes taps like that may help. Sometimes it doesn't. Whoa! It's a streamer, and it's trying to move, but it's having trouble. And there's noticing the dirt that's come out of that, or whatever that is. Oh man, that's not sounding or looking very good, is it? That's the direction changer underneath that toy. That's one very well used toy. Let me get the top back on top of this one. This toy has seen far better days, I can tell you. I'll see if I can just get it going forward. There, he's going. Woo, woo! Go, TOMY, go! But the problem is it doesn't go for too long. It's in all sorts of trouble here. Wow. Never heard one quite like that before. I'll most probably be better off putting it out of its misery. Noticing the cogs, there must have been some traction system as well. With these, the traction tyres have been blown away, but you often see that with the very old man. Whoops. It's coming back to life. It's like Frankenstein's monster, isn't it, hey? Rather sad. I say to myself, is it trash, is it treasure? Are there spare parts from this? I actually do keep all the old stuff like this, because who knows, you know, there might be a battery terminal or something there that can be useful. I've just gone into my box of this older TOMY stuff, and I'm trying to find a motor that works. I know that one doesn't work. I'm finding more stuff that's busted than actually works. I'm hoping this is a goer, and looking into that box, it reminded me of a couple of aspects about this toy, which many of my audience now, they'd be adults now, would have played with this when they were younger. They probably have lots of fond memories. Ooh, that's a goer, that one. Okay, it's nice and strong. Thank goodness for that. The weakest link, no pun intended, was the coupling system, I feel, because I often find they're busted off like this. It was a magnet system, and I think it was just a little bit too fragile. Okay. What I have got, and this is the part that when I peeked into that bucket at the flea market, I saw this here, and I actually got, I got excited, but I might have got excited for the wrong reason. It's the Intercity 125 or XPT train, as we know it in Australia. It had a little man with it as well, and that is one of the TOMY men. I never knew they had men for this system. It's got little, like Lego feet in a sense, that will clip into the TOMY system. I don't know whether there are magnets in there as well. Don't know. But the problem with this piece is, and when you see it on the other side, it becomes a little bit apparent. Unfortunately, it's broken there. I never knew this style of train was done in a toy like this. I think it would have been a totally awesome train set. I don't know how scarce, or I hate using that word rare, okay? The other part to this is, it's cracked at the front, you know. I'm thinking about all the damage done to these toys, if it's malicious or this stuff was found at the tip, and it's been nearly run over and parts are broken and some parts have survived. That's my thought, okay? Let me see if I can clip this onto here, and I wouldn't mind seeing if I can give this a bit of a run. And to me, in the strangest way, if I work out this is worth repairing and doing a patch on, I would do that. I'd come in and patch in this piece here. Just such a shame that's broken, because I think that's totally awesome looking. I'll put a little circuit of the dark blue track out, and what I've done to make that little engine hopefully work on this is I ran inside, I got some rubber bands, and I've made some very rudimentary traction tyres there. I doubled up the rubber bands around both those wheels, so hopefully that'll get the Intercity running. You don't know until you try it, do you? Okay. I can tell you when it didn't have any traction tyres, it couldn't do a thing. So there it is running around. Just a shame that piece is broken, because I think that's one of the more awesome bits of the old TOMY stuff that I've ever seen. Nice little bridgey area there, and I'll just do a section here where I'm not talking so you can remember the sound of this toy. There was this curious part here as well. I think it's a change direction, or am I wrong there? Let's see. Oh yes, look at that. It does work. Okay. Now to make it go the other way, or will it change back again? Oh, okay. Wow, that's a nice piece to have. That's the first one of those that I've got. And we can turn that feature off as well. Whoop, the sound of that TOMY running around. There was that very curious piece there. It's like carpeted TOMY track. It is the real McCoy bit. I've not seen one of those before. I don't know what era that's from. That's from my previous collection. But there was this thing here, and I do believe this one here is actually related to this knockoff track here. Okay, I believe they are partners in crime. And I say that because in my diggings of weird things that I keep, I've got one of these, and I've got a feeling it was like Chinese version of this TOMY stuff in a sense, but they didn't use the magnet coupling. That coupling there, I'm pretty sure, relates to that there. Yes, thank you, China. That train top there was also part of the type of stuff. It says TOMY down the side. This looks like it's not smashed up. Somehow it survived. And let me see if I can put this on top of the Intercity 125s that comes around. I should have put a stop-go thing in there, shouldn't I? But I was, well, not thinking about how to do a railway properly. And I'll put this piece on. We'll give it a bit of a spin. It goes on nicely because it's got both sides. Okay, off it goes. Now, to me, when I see a train that looks like that, to me, that's more of an American design. Maybe you can tell me what country that comes from. Well, I've just found another core which has actually got a coupling on it, and it does work. I hope it works, yeah. Okay, let me turn this one off. Oh, it's going crazy on me. And I should show you how I did my little traction tyre. This will be near impossible to do in front of camera. That's the size of the rubber band. I've got two of them, okay? You could probably use whatever you want. Just get it into the groove there, okay? And then what I do is I do a nice pull, and I've got to try and keep all this in focus, and you do a twisties there, then you double it back over. Oh, it is going to be near impossible. It's one of these things that it's easier said than done. Oh man, I think I might have pulled it off. There we go. I call it the 5-cent traction tyre, or 2-cent traction tyre. Okay, there we are. I pulled it off. Wow, it was a one-take wonder as well. There is my 2-cent traction tyre. Well, my dream was to show you an Intercity 125 pulling Annie and Clarabel. That's like Thomas and Friends' dreams, isn't it? If only that could happen. That's what we've been wanting to happen. It can happen, you know. There are... Oh, come on! There is a train like this in the franchise, but it seems to have been hidden away. Maybe you can explain why. And for some reason, this old toy is not wanting to play the game. Yes, they often play up, don't they? Come on. Oh, I nearly had it. Oh, come on, please, please, please do it for me. Well, I get it running, and I'm thinking I'm about to get it up with the tracks now. If I'm really careful here, it may be a goer. Okay, Annie and Clarabel are very eager. Look at them. They look eager, don't they? Come on, Intercity 125. You can do it. That's a total and utter train wreck, isn't it? Oh, I'm giving up. It's a case of how much patience do I have here. I think it's time to bring in the big guns. This Thomas here was given to me by a YouTuber. Somehow he worked out my address. I've put a battery in already. And I've actually got to start this in a particular way because, well, this one's missing the lever there. That's the thing about this old stuff. If it's not one thing that works, another thing is broken, okay? So let me get the Intercity top onto that one. Okay, uncouple this here. Remember, this is all about getting the Intercity 125 working with Annie Clarabel. And I even had to do a custom magnet thing on it because the magnet was a bit wonky. Now I've got to come in, oh, that's right, and get something in here to turn it on. A set of tweezers might do it for me, I hope. Making a sound. Is it moving yet? Come on, it's further across. That's it, we're engaged. So there's something you don't see on YouTube every day, is it, boys and girls? It's making a ton of sound. It isn't going very fast, but at least it's actually doing the circuit. That looks very, very impressive. It's the stuff of Thomas and Friends' dreams. In fact, the more play this thing's getting, it's starting to wake up to itself. It's about time. I was getting a bit worried there. It's still making a whole ton of sound. Maybe it needs its driver back in the cab. There's our little driver guide there, and let's just check if his feet aren't magnetic. Look at that. Why have they done that? That's a little bit strange, isn't it? I will get it into the 125 as it comes passing by. Whoa, okay, go, 125, go. Maybe I'll do a change of direction, eh? That might make it quieter, or then again it may not. And again, there's something you don't see on YouTube every day, is it? The Intercity 125 going backwards with Annie and Clarabel. I dare say most people don't give a hoot. They probably say, oh, we've done it all before, and if we come along here, it should go back the other way. Sometimes. If you give it a bit of a helping hand, it will. Well, I'm feeling a little bit naughty, and I've got the train which I hopefully think works. Let me get it on there. Come on, go. Go. Oh! That didn't work out too well, did it? That's because I just chose the train that doesn't work, you see. Well, the thing is, most of this stuff doesn't work. It's this one here. We'll get going as a Thomas challenge, okay? So hopefully get on the track and hopefully get it going. Okay, go, Thomas! Oh, no! Go! We just got rammed. Now they're fighting each other. It's just got very, very ugly. Let me pull this out, because I think what happened here, it started to go the other way. Well, I don't know what happened. It's just failed on me. Come on, please start working on me. Yeah, maybe that's why we buy new toys, hey? Because this old stuff just starts to go AWOL. Oh, maybe it's because, there you go, it's the traction tyre failure. And don't worry, we can fix things like that because we're smart on this railway, aren't we, Thomas? Hopefully we'll have a goer here. If we've got any more shenanigans, oh, but Thomas is going the wrong way! Give me a break! Oh, come on! Oh, there's going to be a train wreck! There's going to be a train wreck! Which one's going to win this one? Oh, my goodness me! If they're shoving and shunning each other, who's going to battle this one out? I'd almost say the 125 is going to give Thomas a big shove here, but anything can happen, as you know. Oh, come on, guys! Come on, guys! Oh, Thomas is almost through! Oh, come on! Oh! Whoa, Thomas is through! Yes, he's got through! Oh, this Thomas saying, wow, he's too fast for me. I'll just get Thomas going in the right direction. That's better. And I'll come over and save the train wreck that Thomas is now playing with. That is the Intercity 125. Wow, it's getting very messy, isn't it? And it's a race against time here because I've got Thomas about to come up the back here. Look at him go. Oh, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Oh, and this Thomas has caused trouble over here. He's actually derailed. Oh, give me a break. I think he's better off going on a straight track. Okay, that's better. Oh no! He's going to ram on the side of Annie Clarabel! Thomas, stop mucking around! This railway's going sideways in many, many ways, and Thomas, please start behaving yourself. Come on, please, behave yourself! Typical Thomas. Okay, just causing confusion and delay everywhere. And maybe we're seeing just how fun it is to play with these older toys. The 125 struggles to come along here. Oh, Thomas again, smack up the back of Clarabel. And around the corner is where the trouble's going to start. Thomas, again, Thomas is down, Thomas is down. The old Intercity 125, Annie and Clarabel combo need resurrection. Thomas is back on the tracks. Because he's a little bit fitter than the 125, he's got a bit more speed. He comes along, he pushes, he shoves, he wants Annie and Clarabel back. That's why he's getting grumpy. And usually the troubles happens around here on that little lumpy bit of trout. Come on! You've done this too many times on me, Thomas. We'll get 125 going again, I hope. Whoa, getting very... Oh, look at Thomas there. He's really having a belt up the back there. Oh, he's back on track. He got back on track. He's causing more confusion and delay. Oh, looks like Clarabel's coming off the rails there. Clarabel's derailed. Thomas is going to come around here and cause more confusion and delay, I'm sure of it. Well, no, they somehow got round. No, it's a nudge up in the tunnel here. Somehow the tracks have changed as well. Oh, it's getting extremely ugly, but that's the way we like it. Oh, they're back on track. They are back on track. The 125 is screeching ahead there. Not going very fast. Thomas still wants Annie and Clarabel back. Give me back Annie and Clarabel immediately. Oh, no. Oh, Thomas is down. Thomas is down. And hopefully I've just showed you the awesome fun that you can have with these older trains, even though they are very, how would you say, very, very second-hand. I'm not sure whether I've got enough parts to really make stuff work properly. I'm just going to try and stop this one. It might be just easier to take the battery out, okay? And I'll come over and also be a rescue to Thomas. Get him back on track here. I think he's got the switch on the back. Oh, okay, it's nice and quiet again. I've actually got lots of this style of track. The bits I don't have many of are the points. So there's a few points I could probably salvage from this. There are lots of straights. Whenever I get straights, I rejoice because, as you know, if you collect train track, you always end up with lots of curves. There's a riser there, but it's been snapped, so it's sort of useless. There's bits here that look like it's had dogs chewing into it. I think that's dog chew marks. You can see that there. Okay. There are points here which got that crack in it as well. Now, the other thought I had was maybe this is down on the ground and like a car has run over it. But I'm hoping that people who are into this may have seen this style of damage before. Look at that. That's really badly damaged, and that's sad to see because the points are the hard bits to get, and lots of them were damaged. I actually didn't notice this when I had a very quick look at this tub of track. There was a stop-go of this style, but as usual, the little lever there is missing, and there was another one which was missing the rampy bit in the middle, as you see on that one there. Even on these very short risers, which some people may not have a lot of, because this older stuff is hard to find, I'm noticing there's bits of broken plastic. Who knows, it might have been like a demolition railway. The children have set it up and then they've ridden their bikes over it. I mean, that's what children do, you know. But the part that really makes me sort of a bit upset is because I saw this piece, but I never noticed that it was damaged and the big crack on the front. If only that piece there was in better condition. I dare say I could look at it on that side and say, yeah, it looks wonderful, as long as you don't look at the other side. Who knows, in the future I may find one where, I don't know, it's all smashed up at the front and it's got a good back and I can do a chop and swap. Oh, maybe I'm totally dreaming. I'm probably dreaming. It's probably better off in the bin, but I will be keeping this. Because you're going to tell me, you know, if that's worthwhile keeping, aren't you? We're going to just see who's actually watching this video. Okay, a lot of this track here, I really think a lot of this is damaged beyond repair in a sense. Maybe there's something that fixes this plastic. It's really sad so much of it's damaged. Although there are good lots of this which are intact. Okay, I've got lots and lots of curves. Okay, as for, well, that wasn't part of it, that was given to me. As for the other bits and bobs of it, yeah, there's bits that I'll be able to salvage, but I tell you what, it's thin pickings. This here's a tub of the early Tomy stuff that I've collected so far. A little bit's up on the table, as you could note from watching this video, but it's taken a long time just to get that small amount of stuff in there. I'll take a look at the track next. This tub here has the track and other bits and bobs. Okay, it's nearly full. It's a big tub. Yeah, lots of track there. A bit shy on the straight department from memory and the points. So if I can add a few to this tub, it's going to be fine. Lots of these tunnely bits and bits and bobs like that, which are in fairly good nick. But as I've noticed, this earlier dark blue Tomy stuff isn't that easy to find. So yeah, it was that there, and those other toys I showed in the beginning of the video. Of course, the Merit toys over there, and bits of bob of what's on the table here, a lot of the track. So looking back on my tub, how much did I pay for all that? $10. Did I pay too much, or did I pay too little for what you've seen that came out of this tub?